Hey, what's up? Welcome back to Power Rangers All Stars. Yeah, we're back with more talk about the newly installed Ninja Steel team. Which, by the way, if you're interested, they have fixed the tooltip in the lineups so that you're not what you call it? That you're not still seeing the Operation Overdrive tooltip. But I wanted to let you know some stuff. And we can leave that. I wanted to talk to you about the Ninja Steel team. And here we'll go in, and there you see right to the right beside the Dino Thunder tooltip. See the Ninja Steel tooltip. So we'll go in here. I want to talk to you a little bit about the team here. I've been looking through the team, and I think the team's pretty good. The reason I'm saying that is because on this particular account, I have two accounts, by the way. On this particular account, well, I'll just show you real quick. This is my PvP team. It consists of Taylor, Nick, Kira, Xander, and Rose. And we're not too high. It's not too great of a team. We're still below 10K on there. And my other team, which is on my main account, is Super Mega Force. And they are 17,000. So 17K. And that team is still below 10. So there's a lot of... I mean, if you want to get in, and you're thinking about playing this game where you stepped away, I want to tell you that this game gives you MMPR like candy. I mean, as you can see, I got 40 pieces of Billy and 40 pieces of Kimberly this month. Obviously, for some reason, I did miss the last day, but whatever. And I don't know if they're going to be taking that tomorrow. I'm hoping they will when we flip over the first, when we get somebody beside MMPR. But if you want to do anything in this game, for the most part, like I went over in the last video, the Powerball thing, where you have to have MMPR to do anything. Yeah. But anyway, we're gonna go over. I want to jump into the event real quick. You got 1 day left to do the Brody part of the event, and then in 1 day the Preston section of this event will commence. Same 9, 25, 35, 45, 70. Yeah. And on Brody, I've got obviously there's higher stages, but on this particular account, I can't hit the 70 on and then I can't hit the 90, and then I can't hit the 110. And if they would have told me, hey, dum-dum, level your Red Rangers, play your Red Rangers, make sure you have a lot of fragments for your Red Rangers, then guess what I would have done? Played my Red Rangers. Leveled my Red Rangers. So, let this be a listen to you. If you're thinking about getting into this game, and you look at your roster, and you say, and you go over here to Red Rangers, I mean, you see here, I have everybody right now, with the exception of Cole. And you see, I have however many Scott pieces, I have however many Troy pieces, I have Will and Jason and Nick and Tyler and Jaden and Jack and Brody and Connor and Troy. Yeah. But here's the thing. I don't have enough. I don't think I have. Maybe I do. To take Jaden to in the 4 stars. Probably do, honestly. But that's not going to help me. I don't have, because I don't have anybody else that's high enough to get into that 4-star event here. Because I did 3 stars. Because I needed 3 stars. I'm good. Look, I have, friggin' 6 3-star Red Rangers. How many 4 stars do I have? None. So you need 4 stars for stage 6, 5 stars for stage 7, and I will tell you on my big account, I only have 1 5-star Red Ranger, just one, and I can't even do, and I have 4 4-star Red Rangers on that account. I can't do the stage, even though my Troy is level 60 and everybody else is around 50 or 45. Plus, you have Brody helping. I can't beat that stage, and that's sad. But yeah, Blues tomorrow, Blue Rangers tomorrow. Who can I do with? You look at the 2 stars I have. Coda. They give you Coda like candy. Coda's not hard to find. Flynn is not hard to find. My Billy's back. My Noah's on there. My Ethan and my Dax. And then we come over here to, when we get to and that's 3-star land. But when we get to 4-star land, nobody. 3-star land, we might not even be able to do that. Who knows? So we might not end up with enough points able to get Preston. But I will say, given what we're seeing here, you have a day to get your Blue Rangers in order. And you probably have a couple days because Calvin's probably going to be next. And then Sarah, and then Haley. So if you want this team, and I think they're probably going to be pretty good, which I'm probably going to go over here in a couple minutes. But you should probably go through, and you should probably look at your Rangers and be like, Yellow Rangers. Everybody has Taylor. I have Taylor at 5 stars. She's not geared well, but now that I know what's coming, I can get her up. I have 4-star Kira. Happen to have it. Good. Ronnie, I've been doing work on. I probably need to do more work on Ronnie to get her higher. Trini, who they give you, probably not worth doing anything to. But I'm probably if I'm thinking about getting Calvin, which honestly I think Calvin's going to be the weak link to the team. Over here that as a little bit. But if you're thinking about working this team, and I think that this team can be worth it, can be really good, then you probably need to think about acquiring some gear and planning your team. Because getting I don't think really. I'm looking at my roster, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to get to 4 stars with anybody. I have been putting pieces in the rows, but you can see how far back she is. And I don't know if anybody else is going to come close. But now that I know the Calvin event's coming, you can bet that I'm going to be figuring out my blue team here, and getting, I'm going to be trying to get Finn to 3 stars, and we're going to try to get Madison up there if we can, and maybe Noah if we have enough time, so we can get some just so we can get some Preston. Now they are, like I said, they are going to have that Lunar New Year event coming up, where they're going to give you, you know, the 3 stars, the 34 fragments that you need to open Calvin, to open Preston, and to open Haley. And so if you want Sarah, because if we look at Sarah's going to be 3 stars, so she's going to be 84. So if you've got Kim at a good level, if you've got her at 3 or 4, you might want to start putting gear on her. You can see here my Rose is really good. You can see here that my Sydney's not too shabby. And I probably need to figure out, and I got Kimberly at 3 stars. I need to figure out now, who else am I gonna try to bring up? You see over here, you look over here, and I will tell you that I've been putting gems into Vita, because Vita, I don't know if I can get there in the next couple of days, get enough to get her to 84 fragments. But I do know that Vita's fairly good, and so I'm going to be going for Vita. And then if I can plug her in, that'll give me a solid 3-star team. And I think I can push Sydney up to get there in time. And I think I can probably, I can try to spin my Valor and get Gia and Sydney up to help out. So that's where I'm going. And I think for Haley, I don't know if you're going to need black or whites. I don't have any whites right now. I have 4 shards of white Dino, and I have 4 shards of Trent, and none of Alyssa. So it's probably, so I'm thinking it's going to be black. So I think you're going to need black for the Haley event. And I think I'm in good shape. As you can see, I've almost got Jake up to where he's able to go, where he's going to be 3 stars. So I'm probably gonna have to put some time into Dylan too. So yeah, but just be thinking about that if you're planning on going for these Ninja Steel characters. Now, obviously, they're going to be, obviously, if you want to, you don't have to do any of that. And I don't know for sure, but it's like right now you could buy into Sarah and Haley. You could buy into Sarah and Brody for $20 each, 84. That'll unlock Sarah at 3 stars, and they'll give you another chunk of Brody. You can get him a lot closer to 4 stars. And they still have this deal for Jason, so I don't know. They still have these things for the MMPR Rangers if you're really desperate. Yeah. Stamina Powerball. Yeah, if you're doing Powerball, maybe you get lucky and maybe you pull somebody out of these things. I don't know. But yeah. But anyway, the reason I'm talking about Ninja Steel is because I'm thinking about doing the Ninja Steel series thing. And I want to jump into to Brody here. I haven't started building Brody because I'm still debating of what team do I want to run. But I think Ninja Steel is going to be a good team. Why do I think that? You come over here to the combos and you go to the Ninja Steel team page. 3 Rangers will net you 5% attack speed. 5 Rangers, 15%. So that means if you have the whole team of Ninja Steel, your attack speed will be increased by 15%. Okay? Now, I'm gonna go into the abilities. First ability, Ninja Fire Attack. 30-second cooldown, but it deals damage, and then it leaves a dot on a character for 20 seconds. So there's a fair amount of uptime with this ability. And you only have to wait another 10 seconds for the ability to recast. Maxed out, 200% and 25% damage. Keep that in mind. Robo Red Zord. If you have 4 strikers, so obviously, if you don't have 4 strikers, which this team has 2 guardians and 2 strikers and a healer. So unless you're playing a 4-striker team, you're probably better off not investing in this particular power. Ninja, Power of the Ninja. Armor Pen. 15% up to 65 at max. That's pretty good. Less power. Deals damage equal to 400% and removes a buff. So if they have boosts or buffs, this is going to remove said buffs from the target. 55%, 55-second cooldown. 500% at max. Something to keep in mind. And the reason I'm saying that you might want to play Ninja Steel is because I've been seeing a lot of these guys sneaking in to PvP lately. And also, coming over to this, you see we just finished Samurai. And now look what we're doing. We're re-ranking Samurai. So they're giving you Samurai. So it's starting to give you Samurai like crazy. If you want to play Samurai. But I've been seeing a lot on my other account. Especially I've been seeing Jaden because they give you Jaden like candy. Because if you didn't know, at this 5% in your daily awards, Jaden is now your 5 reward. And then you come over here to shops. It'll open and you go to the Valor shop. Hello. Come on, Valor shop. Hey, look who's there at 700. It's Mike. Mike's in there. If you're wondering if that's Nick. Mike's in there. Something to be aware of. And look, over here in the Rift shop. Jaden again. So that's why I'm starting to see a lot of Jaden and Mike creep into these PvP teams. Because they're really easy to get. And when you go into their moves and you see, oh hey, at level 1 we're doing 40-second cooldown, 200% damage. Resets targets negative debuff duration. It's kind of big. And 6 worth to 250. Cooldown is 40 seconds. Brody's with 30 seconds. Brody's is a little bit better, but probably does not reset. But it does remove boosts. So if you have somebody that can apply, which I think the Ninja Steel team does, there's that. And then there's this, which unless you're playing the whole Ninja Steel team, then you probably don't want. I mean, the Samurai team, then you probably don't want this. But yeah. And then you have resistance to silence up to 20%. This 67 60-second cooldown. So it's similar to. So this is similar to what Brody has, but Brody has the same ability. but it's more powerful. It's his first skill, and it's on a 30-second cooldown, whereas this is 60 seconds. And at max, it only gets up to 125. And I think, so, and that's Brody's. And this is Mike's first skill. 40 seconds. A lot of damage. Super strike rating. At 6, it's still a lot of damage. More super strike rating. 3 strikers. For 3 strikers, you had to have, for Brody's team, you had to have 4 strikers, and yeah, I think they have 3. No, you see, this team doesn't have. This team has the same thing that Ninja Steel does, where they have 2 tanks and 2 strikers. So, unless you're playing with 3 strikers, then that's not going to do you a lot of good. His 4 ability, his ultimate, damage, and puts it down for 10 seconds, and it also does silence for 5 seconds. But yeah, because they're just starting to give away these samurais like candy. And obviously on this account, my team is not great. Look at here to Emily, she's got this, and it's a 40-second cooldown. And I just wanted to have this compared to, so we can look at Calvin, because I think Calvin's the low man on this team, and I just want to look at Mike. Yeah, Kevin's. Kevin's stuff is not bad. I don't know who's the weak link on this team. It's possible with nobody. But anyway. So yeah, there's that. So yeah, that's just something to be aware of. And so I don't like, they keep giving away MMPR, and I'm not a fan of MMPR. I grew up with MMPR. I watched MMPR. I know every ranger's first name. I know them all. So, but I'm just not a fan of MMPR. But I'm jumping in here to Sarah. Sarah's not the weak link on the team. I'm just going to tell you. Damage dealer, just like Brody. 25-second cooldown. Really powerful attack. Faster than Jaden and faster than Mike's power. Really fast reset. Not bad. If you have 5 melee rangers. So on this team, we're only going to have 3 melee rangers because maybe you only have 2 melee rangers, but this is something that you're only going to want to invest in unless you're doing a melee team. Resistance to taunt, never a bad thing. Her ability resets faster than Jaden and Mike's. Super powerful. 360 on the low end. 435 on the high end. I'm just gonna say it now. I'm gonna say that Sarah's gonna be somebody that you probably want to have around. So if you're thinking about, even if you're not thinking and you don't want to build a team around Ninja Steel, I get it. But 25 seconds, 45 seconds, that's a lot of damage. Think about it. Yeah. Calvin. I'm just gonna tell you here right now. I think Calvin is the weak link. Oh, one more thing. Before we move on to Calvin, sorry. See this. Power to all teammates. You get two or more, and this thing goes off. Brody's on that. Brody's part of this. Brody is part of this promised weapon of victory. So you've got that just by having Sarah and Brody on the same team. Yeah. Something to think about. Calvin is going to be the weak link on the team, I think. Just so you know, he has a synergy with Calvin, with Preston. 2% attack speed. Maybe it'll help. By the way, in case you're wondering, the Ninja Steel synergy is for having 3 Rangers on the team is 5%. You have all 5, you get 15%. Something to be aware of. Anyway, why did it go back to Sarah? Yeah, Calvin. Anyway, Calvin's the weak link, I think. Just looking at this ability, 40 seconds. It's gotta resets pretty bad, pretty quick. 150 the max, not great. Stuns for 3 seconds, so there's a little bit of value there. Only worth investing in if you're playing with Guardians. This team only has 2, but if you're gonna bring a third, something to think about. Health increases the maximum health of all teammates by 10%. Yes, please. Yes, please. Clone 60% cooldown. Sarah's was 45. Brody's was around there. This is 60 seconds. A clone that has 30% of your stats. So obviously, if you've put a lot of effort into Calvin, it's going to be better. But it only lasts for 7.5 seconds, and it will taunt your enemies within range for 2 seconds. Call me crazy, but I don't think that's great. Even on the high end. That's the reason why I think Calvin's the weak link. Just saying. Preston. 30-second cooldown. Power and silences. It's marginally better than Calvin. But this where Calvin had the Guardian thing, this is for 4 Ninja Steels. So if you're playing a whole team of Ninja Steels, you can get 32% dodge on the high end. Silence. And then this, low end 60% cooldown. Yeah, I get it. Returns receive damage equal to 10% for 3 seconds. Creates a healing bubble, a healing shield around teammates within this shield for all teammates for 5 seconds. I think, just based upon this move and the dodge thing, I think that makes him better than Calvin. If only, not really, but he's still better than Calvin. Haley. Haley doesn't have a synergy, I don't think, with anybody else on the team. She has one with Kevin and Kimberly. And then just the pure white, which you can now have because there's actually 3 White Rangers in the game. So if you want to put the 3 White Rangers, 2 healers and Trent. So just keep that in mind. The Haley skills. Look at this icon. Look at this icon I've heard. This ninja dance or whatever. 45-second cooldown. Heals all teammates within range for 30% for 10 seconds. Removes a debuff. And on the high end, 55%, 10 seconds, remove 2 debuffs. You only need 3 Ninja Steel Rangers, and it increases their health by 20%. Yes, please. Yes, please. Resistant to stun. That's always helpful. And then this, 55-second cooldown, stuns all enemies for 3 seconds. Not great. Could be better. But I still think she's better than Kelvin. So is Ninja Steel a great team? No, I don't think it's going to be a great team by any stretch of the imagination. Do I think that it's worth investing in? Yeah. So obviously, if you've been thinking about, hey, I might want to play the Ninja Steel team. You might not have great success. You're probably gonna end up with, you're gonna. I mean, if you just play, if you can have a couple of 3 or 4 stars to be able to get you through those levels, you'll have 3-star of everybody, which will get you a good thing. Obviously you still have time. The Brody thing is almost over. So if you're not getting in on Brody now, if you're not doing a thing for Brody now, you may want to consider buying the pack. You may want to consider buying the Sarah pack, because I think she's going to end up being the superstar out of this whole team. And her and Brody do have a synergy. Obviously that when the lunar new year comes around, they're going to give away 34 fragments of Calvin, Preston, and Haley. That's enough to unlock them. They'll be 2 stars. So if you do that, in the event, you'll have 3 stars, and you might have to sit on them for a while. I don't know. But obviously, I know that $20 is really pricey for Rangers. $20, but I mean, you get everything. You get enough gold, you get enough pieces, and you get enough mats to take them to fully equipped 3 stars. And I don't know, so you can probably use Sarah in her own event when it comes up. But obviously, if you're thinking about doing this, you've got time to get your Rangers up. You've got a day to get your Blue Rangers up. You've probably got another couple of days to do that, to get Preston. If you're not, and then get your Yellow Rangers ready, get your Pink Rangers ready, and get your White and get your Black Rangers ready. So if you're not doing that, then you might want to think about doing this for Brody. Just saying. Yeah. So definitely something to think about. I'm definitely thinking about buying both of these, which I think is kind of nuts, but especially Sarah. But I mean, the reason I'm thinking about buying both of them, even though I've already got Brody, is because there's that synergy that they have, and it's really kind of interesting. And I'm just not a fan of I just don't like being forced to play who I don't want to play. Like, that's the reason if you want to see who my other Rift teams are, look at who my other Rift teams are for this Rift. They're not. I mean, this is my better team. But my other teams are Dino Thunder, not very high power, and then Operation Overdrive, not high power. not have power. Yeah. Maybe I'll shift it to, I don't know. I have to see. But anyway, thanks for the time, guys. Think about Ninja Steel. If you're like, I don't know who I want to play, you know, when you play the tutorial, obviously they give you the RPM Rangers, which, I mean, if you really want a team, they're going to give you RPM right off the bat, and they're pretty easy to get through the through the quest and everything, the elite missions. And obviously they're gonna keep giving you samurais. Apparently, I don't know why. But think about Ninja Steel. Could be worse, right? Could be a lot worse. Anyway, guys, thanks for the time. I'll see you later. Have a good one.